My name is Sharon, and I am one of two members who are emceeing the event this evening. The second person is Michelle back here. So we will be sharing the duties here this evening. I want to send a warm welcome to all who are able to be here this evening, and for those who are online watching as we proceed. It is different times, so it calls for different approaches. A warm welcome to our honorees. Father Jim Oliver, Deacon Greg Murphy, and Sharon Iannetti choir. Sharon is unable to attend this evening because of health reasons. Just want to review some of the COVID rules. We want everyone to have a wonderful evening, but we want everyone to stay safe. Please stay in your seats. Keep your masks on, unless you have to speak up here. The washrooms, they are available for people who don't know where they are, just around this area here. Go up and turn to your left. And there's two of you. Go up, turn to the first left, and keep going up and turn to the second. But please remember to use cleaning supplies provided to sanitize your hands, etc. after using them. Really try to make sure when you're exiting the building at the end of the evening to try and stay 6 feet apart and use the hand sanitizer when you're leaving. At the end of the evening, there will be a short receiving line, and if people wish to personally greet Father Oliver or Deacon Greg once the final song has been played. And we'll go through that a little later on. So let's move on with before we get started, I'd like to call upon our pastor, Father Fabian, to open with our prayer.
Shall we all rise? of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. God of all creation, we thank you for the gift of this day. We thank you for the gift of one another. We have gathered here tonight to express our appreciation for Father Oliver, Deacon Greg, and Sharon, who work tirelessly day and night for the good of this community. Father Lord, we commend them into your hands, and we ask you to bless and protect them in their years of retirement. We also ask you tonight to bless our gathering. Send the Holy Spirit to dwell among us. Fill our hearts with joy and happiness. Let all we are going to do here tonight give you glory and honor, and to us all, salvation of mind and body, through Christ our Lord. Amen. You know,
Thank you, Father. Well, tonight is a celebration. And what is a celebration without music? So we're going to start the evening off with two selections from David Murray. David is a musical director and organist for our Saturday choir. He's been here many years. So it's most fitting to start with David. So hope you enjoy. to have some members of our faith formation class with us. We are blessed to have a large faith formation class in our parish. However, only the youth making their first communion are attending classes in the hall. So a few of them could be with us tonight to honor Oliver and Deacon Greg, and along with the four invaders, Rossi, Morris, and Tim Mulholland. So let's give them a hand. You're welcome. We're going to make a presentation.
Hi everyone. We have three of our faith formation children who will be making their first communion this year. We started with those who started last year. We're trying to finish up what we started. So we're getting there. These three behind me, Ava, and Zach, and Jacoby, they want to be part of I guess expressing our thank you to Deacon Greg and Father Oliver and Sharon because of their patience with us, if nothing else. See, we're usually behind this little wall right here, and sometimes we get loud, and sometimes it's I know it's distracting, but every Sunday that we'd be in there, those three in particular would, oftentimes have come to apologize or, whatever, and they would always say, it sounded wonderful in there. It sounded alive in there. And that was exactly what we needed to hear. Because each week you wonder what you're doing, if it's good or if it's not, is it making an impact? And once we would hear things like that, we would know we're in the right ministry and we're doing all the right things for these kids. So with Father and Deacon and Sharon, of course the success of the program would never have been. It's different times now, but as the kids say, when we are back to religious education, we have it at the hall. And then we very sneakily got the parents in here because now the kids come over and meet the parents here in Mass. So it worked out actually even better for, I think, for us and for the kids. So it was, COVID does have some good things, and that was one of the good things that we see. We heard a lot of comments that they're glad to be back, they needed this, both the kids and the parents. So we thank COVID for that, for sure. So sometimes you meet people in your life who you think you never know why. But when I think about Sharon and Deacon Greg and Father, I just say it all the time. I say to everyone that I'm always so thankful because for me personally, teaching religious ed and teaching these wonderful kids, it has made my faith grow. Like no one has any idea. And I know that I've often had conversations with these three people who would say the same things. There were times where you're kind of doubting your faith or things happen to you and you're wondering why. But each conversation I would have with each one of them would make me say, smart enough. Because if I didn't think it, they would say it. So it was always so good. So they've been really good to us, and they've been really good to these kids. And one of the kids wanted to say, she's not here tonight, she just wanted to say, to tell you that it's okay to visit us. Just because you're retiring doesn't mean you can't visit us. From the mouths of little kids, that's exactly how we feel. Visit us anytime. Send us a little message that I could spread to the kids. Anything you might have to share. Often people who retire then give me tons of books. I don't know why, but they seem to have all these books that they've ordered, and when they get rid of it, they give it all to me, and they're wonderful. There's a lot of good, useful information in there. So if you have some stuff tucked away and you'd like to give to the kids, the work, we would gladly take it. for sure. And knowing it's coming from you would mean a lot to the kids. So because of COVID, we don't have all our kids here. There's times often we have as many as 50 kids in that back row. But because of COVID, we don't have that now. So we just have 3, and they have a little gift that they want to give to Deacon Greg and give to Father. And Ava has Sharon, so she can just give it to Marina, maybe. And I say this all the time, we have the best kids. I don't know if any other religious education program, but we have the best kids. They come with so much. And thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Well, this night is really a beautiful night, I can tell. And Rosie said they have the best kids, but I also think we have the best coordinators for religious education as well. So Rosie and Kim, you are the best too. Just to put something in your thoughts, a little later in the celebration, we're going to ask anyone who wishes to come up and say a few words about Father Jim or Deacon Greg and Sharon, although Sharon is not here. She can watch us live, so she can watch us virtually, so we would love to have you come up, and we're announcing it now to enable you to give us some thoughts. And don't be shy. We want you to enjoy tonight and share your thoughts, because this is the big send-off. We want you to come up. So, without further ado, I'd like to now introduce Andrew Boyle, who's going to do a few selections for us. So, welcome, Andrew, and
there we go. Well, I'm talking about faith community in city lines. I was thinking of a story to tell. Try to, you're asking, and you just said we have these stories to share for free, so it's, and it goes way back because Sharon, if she's watching online, I played in a band with Sharon when I was in high school. And we did the first ever safe rep for Memorial High School, and Sharon and I were in the band, and several other kids, and we ended up raising enough money to have our safe rep. I don't know how many times we got 6. We were the first ones to do it. And years later, Sharon and I, together in the church, when people would call and say, well, we have to deal with the musical director. I said, don't worry about it, ours good, no problem. Sharon and I was in a great relationship. And Greg, for years and years and years, I came from calling our coach because him and my mother worked together with Immaculate Conception and moving forward through it. So I always knew you and your family and had a great relationship with people like that. And Father Oliver, a short little story before I play my first song. We've done many weddings and ceremonies and funerals together. When you first started here, you get to a point where you're not sure what to call and you have to go speak to the priest. I did a couple of events with him, and I was doing the wedding one time, and someone had called me, and you're always wondering, how right is it? There's the priest will deal with the selections and stuff. And I called, and someone was asking music. I said, well, look, I said, whatever the priest says, whatever Father Oliver says, and that person on the other one said, well, they told me it's whatever you say. And I went, good, I'm in. And no problem since, right? Smooth sailing after that, we were good. So it's always incredible that no one ever had positive stories and being part of incredible faith. So I thank you all for giving me that positive experience here, because it's greatly, greatly appreciated. So thank you. Trying to go my road, going to make the sky grow. Now it's considering and hope and peace of the ground. Trying to go my road, some more than from below till the rain comes tumbling down. Pulling the leaves and picking up stones, imagining dreams and hopes. I feel the need to grow my own, just the time to look back. Rain for rain, sun and rain, find my way in nature's shape. I took my body and my brain into the pieces of the land. And each time I go, going to make the sky grow. Now it's rain and oh, and the Easter's out round. And each fire I grow, some must be seeds and snow, some more than from the bow till the rain comes swirling down. And for straight along, every temple breath and song, Mother Earth will make you strong, love and care. No crow watching the leaves, birds will fly down the tree. In my garden, as free as that, but and each fire, I know, going to make the star glow. Now it's shimmering and oh, and the Easter out. And each fire, I know, some rusty seeds I sow, some more than from below till the rain comes tumbling down. And each fire, I know, going to make the sky glow. Now it's shimmering and oh, when the Easter out. And each fire, I know, some rusty seeds I sow, some more than from below till the rain comes tumbling down, till the rain comes tumbling down. Now more than ever, especially after this, now more than ever, it's time to really stress it. It's always, I find one of the beautiful things about growing up in City Lines, growing up in community, family, which is echoed throughout the churches, where that these places here, priests like yourself, deacons, all members of the community, Sharon, everybody, end up being pillars that hold us all up at times we really do. And I think it's so important today to recognize that and see that. These are the, I don't use the word institutionalism, it makes it sound like strict. These are the support systems, the foundations of support systems that are built our communities that hold us up, especially when times are tough. And now more than ever, I find it so important to be here. So, and I never thought it would be an incredible act of bravery to be in a church in my life like it is. So I want to thank all of you for being here for that, and for our priests and our deacons and our choir directors and everyone for making it possible to have this hope and to be here as a part of it. Because in this time of darkness, there's nothing brighter than the light of our community. The church is coming together. So, bottom of my heart, thank you very, very much. Time where we all go together. The summertime is coming, and the trees are sweet again, and the wine will out in the town goes along the purple head. Last girl, and we'll all go together to God on your door and crystal fountain, and the boy that I love, all the ones around. And we'll all go together to the wild if I should I'm sure that I will want you goes along and we'll all go together to the wild mountain top. All along and we'll all go together to the wild mountain top. All along Hey, everybody.
Thank you very much, Andrew, for your beautiful music and insightful words. We are now going to have some presentations on behalf of the parish for services each honoree has provided to the parish. So at this time, I'd like to call upon Terry Jarrett to the stage.
Thanks, Harry. Good evening, everybody. My name is Harry Taylor, and I have the honor of being the pastoral chair for Family Parish. I also have the honor to make some presentations to three awesome people. Thank you, Maria. I also have the honor of making some presentations to some three awesome people from our parish. As we know, retirement celebrations can be bittersweet, and this one definitely fits that definition. As you know, a parish community can become very close-knit with relationships, and the members of that community can become very close. Holy Family, of course, has definitely become one of those close-knit communities. In 2013, three distinct parishes became one parish, Holy Family. And in the last 7 years, we have grown into a very strong, vibrant, faith-filled parish through God's grace and the hard work of many people. Tonight we honor three of those people and celebrate their retirement. Through this grace and hard work, we learn to respect, cherish, and love these important members of our family. Although we will miss them in their roles in our parish, we still wish them the best in their retirements. First person that I would like to honor here tonight is a good friend of mine, Sharon Iannetti. Hi, Sharon. I have known Sharon a long time, even before we became fellow parishioners. Her and I are from below the tracks, aren't we, honey? She was a hard worker in this parish, and nothing changed when we became reacquainted in this parish. And as Andrew noted, whatever, she is very well known in the music community around there. She has a heart as big as this church, and she took her responsibilities in the music ministry in this parish very seriously. And she always strived for excellence, as any members of her choir will surely attest to. To say she was the boss was an understatement. I remember when we first came to Father Thomas was here, when we first became Holy Family Parish, and he left, and Father Everett McDowell came in for a short period of time before we received our pastorate. And the three of us were in the church. I don't know what was going on at the time, but anyway, I was talking to Father Everett in the vestry, like I'm here, and Sharon was over in her usual spot over here. And Father Everett told me he was going over to discuss some changes in the music. So I never thought any of it. I was down below, and I moved down here, and I could hear the discussion going on. And I didn't think much of it, and then I noticed that the conversation was getting a little louder. And then I noticed it was getting a little heated. So I used to come up, and I was walking in, and when I walked behind the altar here, I ran into Father Everett. He was looking a little disheveled and a little white. And I said, "Is everything okay, Father?" He said, "Yes, no, everything is all up. We're all understood. We're all on the same page." He said, "But if you're going over there," he said, "I want to tell you right now, don't poke the bear." Sharon was very, very active in the parish, not just in the music industry or the music ministry, but she also was involved in our pastoral council, many fundraisers. She had put on many fundraisers in this parish that were a great asset to the running of our parish. And that actually, if you look over here, up here on this, I'm going to draw that was her opinion singing a new song. Beautiful. I remember when she brought it in that day. Talking to a couple of her parishioners, I said, you got any funny stories about Sharon? And of course, our cantor, Linda Gillis, I called her. I said, Linda, you got anything? She said, well, back when the three parishes were going on, she said, we used to do a mass here at 9:30, and then we'd have to pack up and head to the Immaculate Conception for 11 o'clock mass. And of course, it was a really big rush when we would come there. So as they're flying down to Common Street or whatever, Sharon turned to Belinda and said to Belinda, oh, I'm not going too fast. Belinda said, oh, you're not going too fast, you're just flying too low. But Sharon, I just want to say that you will be missed here, and know that we were always here, even if you were not. So I want to make that presentation. Maria, are you going to take that for Sharon?
And I know Sharon dates on parish as well. Hopefully she'll get this video and be able to respond to some of these thoughtful gestures. Thank you.
Next person I'd like to acknowledge here, good friend of mine, Deacon Greg Murphy. I've known Greg a long time. Him and Florence, Greg and Florence, and my mom and dad are very close friends. And for many years, they came together up in Ironville and up near Boysdale up there. So I do know what he's all about. Very proud to call him a friend. So, but I was having a problem today. I said, Mother, I really don't know any funny stories about Greg. And I said, now who can I call to get a funny story for Greg? So I said, I can't think of anybody call me. I said, I know him. I'm going to call my dad. So I called my dad and I said, but Dad, we're going here, we're having a celebration for Father Oliver, Deacon Greg, and Sharon and Iannetti. Have you got any funny stories, that I can tell about Greg? Oh, yes, he said, no problem at all. He said, I can tell you once, he said, but he said that wouldn't be too appropriate to tell tonight in the church. So I don't know what this one is. Maybe we can tell you. But I just want to go through maybe a couple of perks now that you're retired for being retired or whatever. Is that no one expects you to run, Greg, anymore, anywhere at all. People can call you at 9 p.m. and they can ask you, are you still up? Did I wake you? People can no longer view you as a hypochondriac. And there's nothing left to learn the hard way. You no longer have to think of speed limits as a challenge. Your eyes won't get much worse, my friend. And your secrets are safe with your friends if they can't remember them either. But seriously, Deacon Greg Murphy, as far as I'm concerned, is one of the most humble, faith-filled, easygoing, and hard-working people I have ever known. And I'm sure everyone here would agree with that statement. So I got your name that's out today. It's funny I got him today. I want to get some information of where information and everything and how long he's been detained. Was telling me, 10 years. He said, I would have got back to you a lot earlier. Jerry said, when I was in the hospital, he said, talking to some people in the hospital, so he's not retired. you're still doing God's work. And I just say, you, my friend, have set the bar for all disciples of Jesus anywhere in this world. And you will be missed in your role. I know you're still with us or whatever, but you will be missed, and we're very grateful for everything that you have done for our parish and in our community. Come on up, Greg. Have a seat, my friend. On behalf of the Holy Family Parish, Greg, we'd like to give you this small token of our appreciation and wish you the best in your retirement. And last, but definitely not least, Father James Albert. I'm overseeing before, and I said, please don't hold anything I say against me. Okay? You know, Father Jim's from the Waterford, or as we say around here, Waterford. You know, when Father Jim first came to St. John's, he wasn't too familiar with the lay of the land and all that, and he wanted to go to the post office to mail a letter. Couldn't find it, so he seen this young boy, and he said to the young boy, he said, can you tell me where the post office is? Of course, the young boy said, yes. He pointed the way for him. And if you know Father Jim, he can be direction challenged that time. He'll be the first one to tell you that. Yeah, okay. So I guess after he showed him where it was, Father told him where it was. Father Jim thanked him, said, thank you very much, young fella. And he said, if you want to come to church in the morning, you can come here because I'm telling everyone how to get to heaven. The young boy said, I don't think I'll be there, sir. He said, you don't even know your way to the post office. But Father Jim has been our fearless leader for over 5 years. When I first met Father Jim, he told me, he said, Terry, I'm here for 2 years. He said, and I'm retired after 2 years. Well, every year after that, him and I had a little talk, and I was able to talk him into saying, 1 more year. And then the next year, I was able to talk him into 1 more year. And then after the 3rd year, then I would sit down and he knew where I was coming from. So I sat down and started talking. Now I said, Father Jim, he stopped right away. He said, Terry, when I came here, he said, I told you that I was here for 2 years. And you taught me into 3 more. But he said, and then of course, which he was going to do when he got a little perturbed with me, he would bless me. And he said, it's over. Yeah. But Father Jim had been here a few other times. And before he came here, he had been in the parish. Whether most of you knew or not, he was master of ceremonies for the diocese. So we were here one evening for a function. Of course, the bishop was in, he was MC. So he's in here and he's coming around and he walks in. Nobody knows him at this point, right? They don't know, nobody here knows who he is. They go, our new pastor is going to be Jim Oliver. They don't know who he is. And he comes in and all this lessons to whatever. We all know Father Jim, stern looking as anything down in the thing. And he's down there with the white hair and he's giving directions to everybody. And there was 2 ladies in the parish singing in the. He said, oh my God. She said, who is that? And the other lady leaned over. That's your new pastor. Father Jim, I know you can tell the stories here for whatever, but the stories over the 5 years that we were here, all the water poured out, and the heater broke in the truck. We were going over, it was really, really hot. The truck, he turned to me, said, for God's sake, turn the heat down. He said, it's on cremation. So I said, okay, and we were leaving the water for years coming back, there's the heater broke in the truck. I said, you must have been praying for less heat. I said, but I said, praying too hard. It was minus 15 with both windows open to keep the windows from fogging up. But I know Father Jimmy didn't know what to make of me when we first met me. Most people don't. But we became more than pastoral council chair. We became friends. And I'll always remember that and consider you a friend. Your dedication and hard work, insight and experience. The last 5 years has shaped this parish into the loving, faith-filled, strong community it is today. And you will never be forgotten for that in this parish. Some of the things we did. And before I make the presentation to you, I want to read a small Bible quote because it applies not just to you, but to Deacon Greg and Sharon. And it's from Matthew chapter 25, verse 24. And it states, his master replied, well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with a few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Come and share your master's happiness. Don't fall for God's sake. You did so many times. But on behalf of Holy Family Parish, my friend, thank you so much for everything that you've done for us, and you will be missed greatly.
Thank you, Terry, very much. Your stories were very interesting. To say the least, I suspect there could be a few more stories later on, sure. Just throwing that out there. I want to let everybody know that we're going to come to the people for some presentations, but there has been presentations made prior to the seat because of COVID and stuff like that. So we just want to send that out there. So at this particular time, I'd like to call on Mary Hall on behalf of the CWL to Sharon Iannetti. And also Mary Hall on behalf of the Sunday Choir to Sharon on behalf of the, excuse me, 1 second. Can you see with them? Can you see without them? Mary Hall on behalf of CWL to Sharon Iannetti. And Mary Hall on behalf of the Sunday Choir to Sharon Iannetti. On behalf of Saturday Choir to Father. So she got 3 presentations. Go, Mary.
Thank you, Harry. This is my night to get an Oscar, I guess. Thanks so much, Father Chip and Deacon Greg and friends. So nice to see everybody.
But what can I say that hasn't been said? But in many cases, there are a few things want to add for Sharon from the Catholic Women's League. Now, as a member of the Catholic Women's League, I can say that, of course, she's a wonderful woman. She's long known. We'd love that she could be here, but she can't. But I hear she's up there watching and listening to us. So in that case, she'll hear. She's a wonderful woman that says she's always around when we want her. We have that. She's here for any kind of a recital, any kind of presentations we had. She was here for that. No hesitation. And her love of music was passed on to the rest of us. So it's only fitting that we tell you how much we appreciate her. All those years that this woman came to us, and taught us too, even a little more, to work for others. And as our Lord said, the man that we do it for others, we do it to Him. So I think it's so only fitting that we make this presentation. Let her know how much we love her and appreciate her. And I wish we could be with her today. Somebody else will take that question. Now, the music that she was involved in, I was too, and they've asked me when I'm up here, on behalf of Holy Family Parish, and the funeral choir, which I was more of a part, to give this presentation onto Sharon. And of course, her love and enthusiasm about music was passed on to us. We love music even more because of her. And that's very fitting as well. So Sharon, we'd love to have you around here for us. We learn a lot from you. And every one of us certainly can learn. Every one of us. We all need teachers around us. And with that, I have another presentation. Your love music is instilled in us, and it will go on forever. That presentation is yes, thank you. I'll leave the music for a few moments, and I see Father Jim is here. And Father Jim, we're so proud to see you again. And of course, you're not going to leave us. I told you that. Here he is. And this is from not from the music, no, it's from the music, because your other songbirds, Saturday Night Choir. The Saturday Night Choir wants to make this presentation to you. Let you know how much we're glad to stay for you. We were glad to stay for you, to let you know how much we miss you. And hope you'll come back anytime. We'll continue to do that for you. I know Father Fabian is here. You look after us until you come again. Take care, Father.
Thank you, Mary. I'd like to call upon Norma Blankhorn on behalf of the CWL for presentation to Deacon Greg, and also Norma Blankhorn on behalf of the Sunday Funeral Choir for Deacon Greg.
Deacon Greg, it gives me great privilege to present this gift to you on behalf of the Holy Family Catholic Women's League and on behalf of Holy Family Sunday Funeral Choir. I met Deacon Greg many years ago going to a Immaculate Conception Church at a number of funerals and also attending Mass there. I always admired Deacon Greg for his reverence, his joyful servant, his compassion when he served, He was really a great witness to all of us and a great example of what a deacon is called to do, an example to all of us as lay ministers or how we provide any volunteer service in our church. He did everything with such humility. His kind words that he would say to people, his compassion when he reached out to others, and the love he showed in his words. I also got to know Deacon Greg on another level over the years. I got to work with him with confirmation. We came together as three parishes as a team, and he was such a pleasure to work with. I also got to know him on our liturgy team. And again, it was always such a joy when Deacon Greg was in our presence. And I just want to wish him all the best. And I think you might, this is probably the first deacon on the north side. So you set the bar high for all of us. And you was your witness, and you showed us that I hold dear my heart. And you were definitely an example of what we should be in the new evangelization. And so, thank you. The CWL has already made a presentation to Father Oliver, but I would just like to say a few words about Father Oliver. I would just like to thank him for all the knowledge he had. We all know that he loves books and he's well read. And you know what? He shared all that knowledge. And we are enriched by all his wisdom and that he shared. It was such a pleasure working with him on confirmation, on the liturgy. And he knows everything about Vatican II. We've learned everything. And it was so nice that you could have a conversation with him. And he would always answer your questions. And I know everyone at the CWL, they certainly appreciate all your support and always being there for us. So thank you, Father Oliver. We'll certainly miss both of you. But we wish you all the best, and we certainly understand. And we know we're in good hands with Father Fabian, and you told me that. So thank you.
Thank you, Mama. Now it's time for some thanks and sharing. And at this particular time, I would like to call upon Deacon Greg to say a few remarks in relation to Father Oliver.
Where was her? I should have some names on my feet. I'm a full lot of hair. I heard he was blessed. People blessing me this tonight. Where was her? Well, I guess we'll start with himself. James Oliver. I can remember Father Tim, only David before he came into mine. But if I was to say something valid and honest about Father Tim, he came here at a time when the three parishes, Florence and St. Mines, were merging together. And he supported to go in to combine those three units. Father Tim had a sense of building community. And it wasn't just when he first went in, it wasn't just in his homilies, it was in his speaking at different committees, speaking parish council, liturgy committee. It was always in the process of trying to keep building and having merged the three parishes in the different committees and so on. And that always stuck in my mind. He came at a time when this area of Florence and St. Mines needed that support in building it with one parish instead of three parishes. He had some other very, very strong characteristics. But you know, so much of it said already, I don't want him floating on this here. But you know, the one thing that I found something touched me with Father Jim at the very early onset. He was very profound with his church responsibilities, his homilies. His purpose as an ordained priest in all this giving, presiding at the sacraments. But the one thing that struck me, and stay with me, no matter what it's not so much in church, outside to do with any meetings or whatever, Father Jim had the most hearty laugh I've ever heard in all my life. And I still hope he doesn't lose that. And that was meaningful in many ways. When we would meet in the different parish councils or whatever, there was always some serious business, building church, and with all the things that were going on at the time. And he was very positive in how he never tell their side of the issues were on the table at the time. But there was never a meeting of God when there wasn't some very hearty and heartfelt laughs. And that, to me, was as profound community building as dealing with all issues and trying to come to piece things together. Father Jim was blessed in many ways, and we received many blessings from him. And I will continue to pray for him. And I gave a little costume even when I first saw him. He's retired, but he's not really retired, but he's more prepared to find his presence for many years to come. But I hope he will enjoy the meantime as much time as he can get, and he has family there tonight, and enjoy his time in peace and in good time with his family. And thank you, Father Jim. Untold appreciation for all of you. That you brought these parishes together, these two communities together, and was whatever you really do. I couldn't pass up having to say just a few words about Sharon. And God love Sharon, I won't be hurt, I promise. And that's, I have to be careful saying that, Ron Terry said. But anyway, Sharon is, in her own right, was very capable in terms of being an organist and a choir leader. And I think she brought out the best in a lot of people. And teaching well too. And sometimes, yes, it would be, I think it would stop. That would be fair to say, Sharon. But in terms of another person who had the ability to laugh, was Sharon. And you know what? You may say, what's this? This is the laugh. But when you're in busy times and so on, the dishes going, the committees going, Sharon would frequently presented back at the church, into the vestry, and she tells a story of how much she ever left with the Lord. So Sharon, thank you for your kindness about the things. And being something here now, I guess I better say it all. I don't know where to start thanking the parish as a whole. I really don't. This new parish did a tremendous job in keeping the faith growing on the north side, in City Line of Florence. Look, I'll get myself into trouble. But the other thing I want to say is that this whole parish community, I'm so grateful for being able to serve here. I originally grew up in West Bay, and we was don't tell them that. But anyways, that's another whole story. Keep your Florence in your prayers, please. She was not happy tonight, not happy in that was anything unable to be here tonight. But there's no way she would possibly be. So please keep her in your prayers. I would like to say another few words for the final place here. Before I say a few words, I want to thank all of those who are performing here tonight. All the talents that they're giving and their giftedness is well appreciated. And we're now and others to come. Last and never least, I have some managers to take on. And I've been blessed in all my life. Yes, even in Grace Bay. But I've been blessed also when I came over here many years ago. as a young rookie. And I've been blessed ever since. And I'm so grateful for the family. We have family here tonight, and there's others that can't be here because of COVID. And we were blessed to have the 3 biological children, and we were blessed to have 3 other children. And we have many blessings. I think I've got another word. I don't want to get silly. But I'm forever grateful for all the people, Terry, and all the others that the people here tonight that put this together. I feel blessed in many ways. And home. God bless each and every one of you, and keep our family in prayers. Thank you.
Thank you, Deacon Greg. I'd like to call upon our new deacon, Deacon Dave, to come forward for a few remarks in relation to Deacon Greg.
Well, good evening, everyone. It is wonderful to be here this evening. I guess it will be difficult for me to hold my emotions. I listened to others before me who had difficulty as well, because it's always pulls at your heart when we come to honor people and what they've meant to us. Greg was someone who really paved the way for me. He was the first class of permanent deacons in the Diocese of Iannetti, ordained on September the 16th of 2011. And he's been a mentor, he's been a great friend. In my mind and heart, a special place is reserved for the heroes of faith. And Deacon Greg is one of those. While Christians out there are not out to seek applause or publicity or charitable acts or contribution from the Lord's ministry, God's choice of servants deserves recognition and appreciation for work well and digitally for the Lord. During his life and ministry as Deacon Greg, who persistently and patiently walked the walk of service in ministry to the Lord and to his people, oftentimes unseen, working behind the scenes in ministry, in service, bringing communion to the sick, visiting those in hospitals who are sick. Our present ministry as a church in large is doing well because of Deacon Greg and here in Holy Family. Deacons are usually great communicators, but expressing their gratitude can sometimes be difficult. They do so many things for people, including preaching, teaching, visiting, performing ceremonies like weddings and baptisms, praying for you, counseling you. These are all great reasons to thank Deacon Greg, who, like probably doesn't hear that all the time. We thank you for your dedication to God and to the church. I've known Greg for a long time, probably going back to as far as 1979, I guess, when I was first diagnosed as a diabetic in hospital. Greg probably would have took my blood or did some analyzing of my blood. Met him again years later through his family, where some of the boys played hockey and things like that, and then through church, and then through the Deacon. And there's just no, I think people said it up there tonight, there's just no describing the way in which he carries himself in all of those facets, with great compassion and very humble. So I thank him. Like I said, when I was ordained just a little over a year ago, it was Greg who put my vestments on me at the ordination. So those things all mean something to me, and his service here, he set the bar high for me, but he showed me the way. He led me as he did many others in his work as a deacon. So again, I thank him for that. And I thank him for all his service to this parish and to this community. Thank you very much. Before I go, I certainly wouldn't leave without saying a few words about Father Jim. I was surprised that Terry didn't have a Toronto police flag there tonight. Because, as you know, the flag of the Toronto Maple Leafs is a great sign of hope. The fans of Toronto are the most hopeful people. But I first met Father Jim, and I'll tell you this little story because it was interesting. I met him back, I think it was around 1983. I was about 19. I was driving past St. Joseph Parish in North Sydney in the evening when, just coming on winter, about this time of the year, it was dark. And when I was driving by the church, the light was on in the vestry, and I could see Jim inside. And something took me there to go in and see Jim. And I went in, and at that time, I asked him about the priesthood. I was interested in about the priesthood. And so I got to know Jim very well. And he kind of began my journey in faith and continues to do so today. And so I thank him for his service here. He taught me a lot. He taught me, of course, during the African formation, and is a wonderful pastor, and he certainly continues to be a good friend, and I thank you for all his service here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Deacon Dave. I echo many of what you have said here this evening. Deacon Greg, it is so nice of David to indicate that you were one of the driving forces to help him on his journey. Not only was David one part of the class, but the gentleman sitting next to him, Tom Silverwood, was also a deacon, and he has his opportunity as his own message. And I believe there was 3 other individuals who became deacons in that same year. So thank you very much, David. This is the fun part of the evening now. This is where you can kind of let your hair down. I don't have any, so I don't have hair at all. So this is where we, if you want to say best wishes or anything of that nature, we can do that. Now, because I'm here, I'm the start. So we could be here a little while. First of all, I would like to send out best wishes to our choir director, Sharon Iannetti. As Terry said, he was raised below the tracks, and still lives below the tracks, and so do I, and so did she, for many, many years. We knew each other prior to becoming choir director, and I just want to wish her the best of luck. Our prayers are always with her, and she's done a tremendous amount of work here at the Holy Family Parish over the years. Deacon Greg, it's funny some of the words that were said here this evening, because as I was driving up in the car, or I should say that before we just got into the car, your name kind of come up. And Lorna had mentioned to me, your humble way, the way you do things and stuff like that. And I got thinking here as I was listening to these conversations. You always seem to rise above the noise, the cloud of what was taking place. Whether it was a meeting with the school board, they're always difficult at times. Whether it was a meeting with the parishes, the combination of combining things and doing things, there's always noise from all directions coming at you. You always had that calm, humble demeanor to rise above that and to do what was best. And you didn't do it by words, you did it by action. And that is so inspiring to the deacons, to the members of this parish, to everyone. So I surely hope, and we came to know Greg a little bit, even more so when we were doing confirmation. And one of the things that used to call upon Deacon Greg, coming to me now, he loved to do this conversation, this talk in relation to who am I? Who am I? And he do this with confirmation kids every year, and he would relate it to the relationship to Jesus. So for us, Greg, when I hear you say, who am I to those kids? Well, you to this community is a person who's a humble servant, still serving, and will always be serving. You might have been born in place today, but you are a church in life. Thank you very much for everything that you've done here. Now, Father is oh my. Terry spoke one of my stories. I don't want to get to see here at, I think it was Father Monday's funeral. I've seen this cranky looking man up there, dark noise here, there, and everywhere. Everybody's saying, oh my God, who's this fellow? Father says to me, he's going to be the next pastor. But Father Jim is from New Hartford, on mine town. Good old city mines, so we knew we couldn't have met that guy. And he came here open-minded, had to get the lay of the land somewhat, I suspect. But with Father Oliver, at least our experience with the minister, he's always been there. And nothing was a big deal to him. If we said we would like to do something, okay, let's try. Whether it's with the confirmation meetings, whether it's with the youth, whether it was bringing in Father Gary George for that big things with the parish, he was always there. And we certainly loved working with Father Oliver, both you and I, because he was a gentleman all the time. He was the little boy from New Hartford who became a great priest. He never forgot his roots. And we are certainly have been blessed by his presence for over the years. Now, a few little tidbits that many of you may or may not know of Father Oliver, and now that he's retired, I can say just about anything. He, one of the little stories that he kind of shared with me. Now, I'm known to get some facts mixed up because I never write anything down. So the story goes something like this. As a priest over the years, Father Oliver would be going from parish to parish, transferred as it were in the past. But anyway, he went to this particular parish one day after a transfer, and he seen the priest that was there. And he was talking to the priest. That priest was being moved to another parish. Father was into this new parish. Oh, yes, that's nice. Father was talking about yes, yes. And this priest says, well, Father Oliver, I had a dog named Cardinal Richelieu, and I had a cat named Marie Antoinette. And he says, the dog is coming with me, and the cat is staying here with you. Oh, Jesus. No, I'm not a cat person. No. They both got to go with you. Well, he said, Jim, I got to tell you a little story. He says, oh, okay. What's the story about this? Just you don't know his glasses. Just imagine. And he says, well, one day I woke up here in this particular leaf, and he says, I came face to face with a rat. Oh my God, Jesus, oh my God. Marie Antoinette, this is your home. You must misinterpret what I said. You can stay here forever. So those days traveled like that. Even for Father G becoming a priest, in those days, there was lots of priests in those days when he was there. He will tell you the story himself. His first time, maybe go back to teach for you. But he had that call and that yearning to do that. And there's a song that came to me. What's that one? A Complicated Man? Well, I mean this in the most sincere and humble way possible. Jim Oliver was not a complicated man. And thank God for that. He was a very simple man who lived a simple life, who did simple things at extraordinary level. Everything that Father Oliver did, he did wholeheartedly. Whether it was the Sunday night prayer, whether it was the confirmation, whether it was the liturgical meetings, whatever it was, he was busy. And when called upon, from my personal experience, has never said no. Always said yes. A couple other little things. I see some of his family members that are there. Last year or the year before, Father Oliver took a vacation. He actually did. He went down south. If you know Father Oliver, his idea of travel was from Waterfront City Lines. That's a travel. That's as far as it gets. And if it's snowing, he's not moving. So that's how it works. I can just picture his sister Rita, his brother Red, I remember these names. Down south somewhere, trying to get him to get a lead black and put on a pair of shorts. And I can just imagine. Or playing golf and worrying that crocodiles on the side of the thing. These were the things that Father Oliver did behind the scenes. He was a wonderful man, a wonderful priest, and we were so blessed to have him. So, on behalf of Norma in particular, she made about 6 words too, we want to thank you for everything that you've done here. You have been a pastor here, and as a pastor, when he came here, there's no good time coming. Every time you come here, she says, remember all the years? I don't remember any such turmoil or such something that's going on. But when Father Oliver came, there was a calm, there was something special in the place. So we want to thank you for that. Simple in everything that he did. I'd love to say he helped the cook, but he couldn't boil water. I love to say he likes Italian food, but he doesn't. I like to say he likes vegetables, but he really doesn't unless it's carrots or corn. He's a simple man just like us, doing extraordinary things. So thank you, Father Robert. You're welcome. And continue to enjoy your time. It is around 8:30, so if anybody wants to say a few short little things, show hands and we'll tell you to come up or whatever, and just move a little more because we have some more music to play. I see Father Fabian. Come on. Yeah.
Father, you go ahead first. Okay.
I'll be quick as well. I know I'm so appreciative for the musicians that are here. We're running a little bit longer, but such a beautiful evening, and I certainly don't want to cut anything off. So if that's a possibility, they can stay. The melody of the music sometimes explains it better what our heart wants to say anyway. I'll start with Sharon, a quick word. Sharon knows that I don't have a musical bone in my body. Up until this year, I was corrected. I thought Christmas in Killarney was a hell of a place to be. And I've been told I have been singing the lyrics wrong my whole life. So Sharon and I would tease each other, or mostly her tease me about my singing abilities. And she said I would never sing in the choir as long as she was here. Well, looky, Sharon. However, she must have better connections because last the choirs were canceled because of COVID. So I guess she gets her wish in the end. So I thank you, Sharon. Deacon, and of course, as I echo some other sentiments, of a gentle soul who I met in prayer group many years ago. His quiet counsel has always been appreciated, and he always took time to listen to my insights into my own spiritual journey. So he would stop by the office for business. I would sideline him and come to hear a few words from me. If I came across something to share, and no matter how corny it was, he always said thank you for sharing that with me. And at parish council meetings, finance meetings, his diplomacy and positive attitude kept me mindful of the goals ahead of us. And I'm not sure where this originally came from, but certainly the quote Deacon will always be etched in my heart. We are not done yet. So I thank Deacon Greg. Father Oliver, certainly is somebody who would be able to match my boisterous communications. I'm not a quiet person in communicating. I certainly echo the same sentiments as others have shared. I certainly enjoyed working with Father. His belly laughs did make my days complete, and we're not talking once a week, we're talking pretty much on a daily basis. I've had the opportunity to spend many days with Father Oliver. I live a short way away, so in snowstorms or what have you, I would be in the office, and probably more time than a lot of my family and friends even. As Harry mentioned how accommodating Father was and how good he was to go along with anything, well, I can assure you that is not true. He certainly would say no to me. I came up with many crazy ideas, and as anyone who knows me, and he would just say no, or shake your head and it falls off tape. I once tried to convince him when Baby Shark was popular. I'm not sure if anyone knows that Baby Shark to come out and wear a costume. The kids would think it was great if he did that, but alas, he did not. Most people would say only some things or say them or edit their conversations, especially keeping in mindful Father as a priest. But those who had the opportunity to just be themselves were rewarded with the most
meaningful and candid conversations. I had, like I said, been working with him many days and shared many of my happy days and sad days and everything in between. I always call him Father or Father Jim, as I do, and it is not that I don't feel close enough to just say Jim. But it is with the most utmost respect that I call you Father. And I'll miss my proofreader. Father would always go through everything I've ever done, and I get ahead of myself, so I get corrects and sentences out and what have you. So in communications, he was always my proofreader. Father, I thank you for the generosity of yourself, your patience, and your humor, and I thank you for your time. Thank you, God.
Father David, would you mind to say something?
Once more, good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, Father.
So I just wish to express my gratitude to, first of all, Sharon. Sorry. Sharon is not here. I want to thank her for providing good music for us in this church. Like we all know, according to St. Augustine, he said that he who sings prays twice. So I sincerely thank Sharon on behalf of this faith community for all the good work she did in making sure that this community is what it is today. So Sharon, I'm sure you can hear me. We all are very grateful for the good work you did in this community. And for Deacon Greg, you remember when Christ washed the feet of the apostles, he said to them, I give you an example. Wash one another's feet. So Deacon Greg here has given us an example of service. He went to see the sick. He provided different kinds of ministry in this faith community. He's now inviting all of us to emulate that good example in serving one another. So I want to assure you, in Greg, that the example you are giving to us, that we shall make sure we use it in building this community, the greater growth of God. And then finally, to my predecessor, Father, I don't know much about you, but there are two things I know about you. And the first is, these people love you so much. There is no one person I've seen or heard who does not say any good things about you. And that tells me the kind of person you are. They truly love you for who you are and for all the things you And the second thing I know about you is there is something I look for in every person. Once I see that thing, I don't care about what you do or what you don't do. I saw that in Father Jim. And that one thing I saw in him is that he has a good heart, a heart that is made of privilege. That is the best quality you can see in every person, to have a good heart. That I saw in Father. He gave me wonderful advices on how to succeed in this parish. And he was very sincere about everything he told me. And I will never forget those advice, because I know that you have a good heart. And may God bless you and keep you. And on behalf of this worshiping community, I want to assure you that for all the good work you did in this community, we all shall hold you dear in our hearts. And we all shall continue to pray for you, that God may bless you all the days of your life.
Now I'm coming up here and Father Jim's getting a bit nervous. My name is Rick Haynes. I've only known Jim 52 years. I started going over his sister when she was 16, kind of moved into the house. And I was like the family dog that never died. So I was sitting here and he said, well, we're going to ask people to say a few words. And our first singer who said, inch by inch, row by row, I had a story for that. And this gentleman here, when he talked about Father Jim wanting to be a priest, well, I know from a sister that, like when Jim was small, most kids would be playing Cowboys or Indians or Lee Hawkers or Kick the Can. He wanted to play church, and he had a little So anyway, we went to college together, and I guess we looked like Huckleberry Finn or Tom Sawyer getting off the bus. We had one suitcase each. We walked in, and we got our room ready. And that year, there's a lot of Americans that come up because of the Vietnam War, and they'd come in and they'd look at our walls. It was like an operating room. It was white. Everything was clean. Everything was clear. No sports pictures, no Playmate pictures, no trophies, a couple of shirts. And they said, well, Rick, we know Jim wants to be a priest. Do you want to be a monk? I said, no. That's not my goal. So I was listening, and there's other things, like brought up his diet, which is terrible. Right? There's all kinds of stories about his diet. But I say, should I tell that story? Maybe not. Should I tell that story? No. But just, I'll tell you, this is a bad story. Jim, stand up for a minute, please. Now, okay, this is about 50 years later. Anyway, and this is what brought this story when he said he's a little boy. Well, see, when Jim was this high in grade 12 and this wide, he looked like a little boy, but he was 17, right? And where this story gets scary is that we're in Mackay call, and me and another guy got carried on. We decided to put Jim to test, see if he really believed in God. So we pulled down the incinerator door, and we actually put him in the incinerator. It was this big, like, you know, the chute to go down. And Jim said, Rick! And so we just pulled him out, and he survived that one. It was one of the many things. But I remember one meal we went to, Jim said, I'd like to have a toast and bacon sandwich. The cashier says, well, we don't sell that. So Jim said, okay, I'd like to have a clubhouse, please. Hold the turkey, hold the lettuce, hold the cheese, hold the mayo, hold the tomato. She said, what? She said, okay, you can have a toasted bacon sandwich. But the truth is, like, all the words that were said here tonight is true because Jim's a quiet person, and it just comes from his body, from his spirit. And what I used to get a kick out of, a lot of parishioners would say, well, what does he know about hard times? And Jim's father was a veteran, and a mother, and 8 children. And you can imagine the amount of money at that time, you know about hard times, right? And then they'd say, well, what does he know about kids? Well, all Jim's 7 brothers and sisters, well, 3 brothers, 4 sisters got married and they all had kids. So he knows all about raising kids, right? So, but I'm very glad to come over here tonight, and it did bring back a lot of memories, and he is loved in the Waterford, and he's loved here, so I wish you the best of health. So there, I would say thank you very much, because it's a very difficult time to have anything, and there's probably a lot more people would like to come, and some people are absolutely terrified to leave their house. And there's so many restrictions, and it's just hard. So thank you very much for having us, your Father Jim. Oh, excuse me. This is my favorite story. Only because I'm one of the worst drivers in Cape Breton, and there's a lot of stories about that. Anyway, whenever Jim would go on vacation, he said, Rick, would you like to lend my car? I said, sure. Brand new pallet, why not? Car loved me because I got to go fast. Because Jimmy would never break a rule as far as speed or signs or anything. So I had to go to Halifax, and I'm rushing back, flying through Antigonish, going, I don't know, probably 120, maybe 130. I see the car behind me, and I said, that car's never catching me. And I said, it is catching me. And I looked and I saw, red lights. So I pulled over. This is going to cost. So anyway, the Mountie comes to the car window. Prettiest Mountie I ever seen. It's a lady Mountie, and she was beautiful. And she said, sorry it took so long, I ran your plates. I said, okay, great. She said, where you come from? I said, Halifax, I'm trying home. She said, I see you got a coffee there. I said, yes. She said, will you promise me that if you get tired that you'll pull over and have a coffee and have a nap? Yes, I will. She said, have a good night. I said, okay. So she went back to her car. And I'm thinking, like, why did I get a ticket? Why did I not get a ticket? And then I remember she ran the plates, Father Jim Oliver. Right? So that add to the story. That's where the story stopped. When I got home, I was telling Jim this story. And then I said, and Jim, guess what this Mountie said to me? He said, what? She said, Father, I haven't been confessing 2.5 years ago, you heard my confession? She goes, what? You didn't? Anyway, that's my favorite horror story.
All right, time is flying, and I did have some words to say on behalf of the liturgy today, so I'm going to keep it very brief. Thank you so much to each of our honorees for their ministry to the Lord, for their faithful service and their friendship, and may you enjoy your retirement. And I will put that in the minutes. Are there other reasons to say anything else before we move along? I think Father Jim would. I was hoping so.
It took 5 years, but I'm glad to see that the time-honored and much worked calculator with no paper has officially been retired, much like myself. I want to thank everyone for coming. To Sharon, you graced us with your music, with your friendship, with your laughter, with your knowledge and dedication. So thank you very much for your job well done. I remember coming, and it was at a certain, my memory is not as good as it used to be, but I remember doing something in one of the liturgies. And Sharon said, do you always do that? And I swore to God, isn't there? Never again. Thank you, Sharon, for your friendship, for your love, and for your dedication to the work of the Lord. Deacon Greg, much has been said, all of it true. You are an inspiration and will continue to be an inspiration to the people of God, this parish. And you will be also one whom others can emulate in their ministry, be it as a deacon or in any other ministry in the parish. Your kindness, your generosity, your even keel flow will never be forgotten. I want to thank all the people who organized tonight. In these times of COVID, everyone is a bit skittish as to what you can and cannot do. My own family had planned that both arena would be 14, and there would have been, but some had to take care of business in Halifax, and one was from Halifax, and others were minding small children, and so they could not come. I'm glad to have Charlie and Rita and Ricky here, although I'm not so sure that I was prepared for Rick's intervention. Nonetheless, I have to admit that when I was in university, I was kind of small. When I graduated from high school, I was about 4'8" and 95 pounds. Would to God that some of that insidiousness was present today, but as you can see, it's not. So I want to thank everyone for their attendance. I want to thank especially the musicians who came and offered their music as Father Fabian has said, St. Augustine said, he or she sings praise twice. The musicians, I'm sure, were feeling cringe every once in a while when I began to sing because while I knew what it was supposed to sound like, perhaps what they heard wasn't exactly that. To Father Fagan, my thanks for coming to this community. You bring a sense of community that is special to Nigeria. You bring that knowledge of international affairs. You bring that knowledge of a different culture, and I am grateful that we're able to come to experience the culture here in Canada and most recently in City Mines. You will learn much from these good people over the years, and they will learn much from you. That had been my experience here. Every priest, when he comes to a parish, has his own way of doing things, and that is to be expected. But the people of City Mines taught me one great, treasurable experience. And that is that God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth. So we need to listen twice as much as we speak. And I have learned, especially here in City Mines, that when you listen, you learn much. So you have taught me much, and I am grateful for that.
Thank you, Father Oliver. He didn't even need another note. He just said, incredible. We loved your homilies. Just saying. I'd now like to introduce Alan Gale. Oh, yes, you're free to sit down. Go into the audience, enjoy the rest of our musical selections. Thank you so much. Now we have Alan Gale, who will present a couple of music selections for us, so enjoy.
I'm going to say too much. I just want to say that I'm honored. And all these people, you're super special. God bless them. My first number I would like to dedicate it to my dad. He's my hero, my mentor, and I believe this was his favorite song. He wrote the rail when he was 14. I want to see the Lord in an awesome Monday morning. Everything comes to you as in the 25 cents. All the man on the sea, rainbow out in deep. Roll along past phones and deep. Great God, oh my generation, trust it all.
I'm your Lisa, I'm the city of New Orleans. I'm the gunpowder in my in Clark Games, so many people come. And you wanted no one keeps score. There's a paper bed, open fun. We broken and legal. And fortress and something in your feels. Right up on that deep coffee, the LD. All the different things are up into the county. And the morning there goes. I'm your Lisa, I'm the city of New Orleans. I'm the number of the like the city of New Orleans. King of the rest and sea. That way there will be home by morning. From the city of Brooklyn. And all the different people see the face. You dog and drink and the city of the west. Till they heard the sing the song again. Passing through the streets. The great sky. We're going there. Sing. I'm your Lisa, I'm the city of New Orleans. I'm the number right now today.
The last part was supposed to be eternity. Anyway, this next tune, this is November, as we all know that. But it's, to me, November is the month for our veterans. And not just November 11th, it's the whole month. Anyway, I'd like to dedicate this song to veterans. It's about this young man goes out to war, and he writes his letter, in case he doesn't make it home long. And he's showing lessons. Different things, and my mama was sick today. Looks like the only God won't wait. Wish God could give you one more kiss. Was just to give you back what you were. And I'm laying down my hanging up my boots, and I'm up here with God, and we're both watching over you. Baby, dead in that open field out here. No, my soul, where my mama always prayed, let it go. If you're I'm already. If you read this, I put down the word. Did you ever see the bird that is bird? I hope she looks like you. I hope she fights like stands up for the innocent. I laid down my gun, hanging up my boots, tell daddy don't pay. That old she laid me dead in that open field out here. No, my soul, my mama always prayed, let go. If you're already, if you read this, there's gonna come a day you move on my somedays, and that's okay. Remember this, I'm in a better place. So to live in peace, they can sing a blessing if we take in that open field out. No, my soul, where my mama always prayed, there's no, if you're already.
Thank you, Alan. Those were beautiful, beautiful songs. I'd now like to introduce Stephen McNeil, who will present a couple of selections for us right now. Thank you. Well, aren't we just truly blessed with these fine musicians here tonight? Wow. That was really cool. Musicians tonight. I'd like to introduce Lucy McNeil. We don't really have to introduce Lucy. She's from City Mines, accompanied by Rob Morgan. Yes, she said that.
Rob Graham is my husband, and if he is familiar to any of you that come down to the Carpenter Hospital, he is the nurse there. And we used to be in the same place. But so we don't actually play a lot of music together. But this evening, sitting back there, is going to be a very enjoyable evening. There's so much positivity. And the music has been so beautiful. The speech, the laughter, the stories. I'm so honored to be here tonight. And I want to thank you. I want to send congratulations to all of you and Deacon, Greg, and Sharon on the way home. And I want to sing this next song out to all of you and to everyone here, because tonight is a great miracle. And this next song is written by Deacon, who also wrote the song that Andrew sang, one of the first song, the garden song. Didn't know I wrote that song as well. So here's another one of David's songs, and it's called Hope for One. If the moon stars behind the sky, if people rise on the world just like they always do, as long as your folks are alone and kids keep growing tall, if there be hope and sky above, there's hope for if the moon stays across the deep sea and moves the hearts away, here's turning quietly, and here we go again. If the winter grass turns green as the rain begins to fall, there's overflowing from the stream. There's hope for there's hope for you and my friend, with our backs against the wall. There's overflowing from the stream. There's hope for if the man does the best he can, even when no one cares. Right now, I want to try the verse again, because I lost the there's no spark in the falling dark. There's hope for there's hope for you and me, my friend. With our backs against the wall, there's no spark in the falling dark. There's hope for because it has a really good message. If the man still does the best he can, even when no one cares. I can't remember it again. Anyone here? Oh, here we go. If the man And it is. There's hope for you and me, my friend, with our backs against the wall. There's one good spot in the falling world. There's hope for one and all. There's hope for you and me, my friend, with our backs against the wall. There's one good spot in the falling world. There's hope for one and all. If there's no good spot in the falling world, there's hope for one and
Thank you, Lucia Rob. I saw lots of toes tapping and hands clapping, so it's going to go another hour. So very sorry to say that we're coming to the end of our monthly celebration for Father Jim, for Deacon Greg, and for Sharon. Special thanks to our honorees for attending, and for Sharon, I know you're watching at home, and for family for attending. It's great to see you. Our musicians, thank you to our wonderful musicians. It's not the same if you don't have music. Same as that. So thank you for coming and sharing with you. And for volunteers, for ushers, people at the door, and I there are cleaning people who are going to be here afterwards. So thank you to you as well. A special thank you to Lorena for, I know your hand is in all of this, and you did a wonderful job. Did you do a wonderful job? Thank you, Lorena.
I'm going to thank Michelle for thanking me, but the other committee was, this is a testimony to how important these people are in our lives. Jake Campbell was on the committee, and right from the get-go, Brett and Mom had said he wanted to be on the committee. And Brett had unexpected surgery today in Halifax. He was so disappointed we scheduled for today. And all he could think was, would he get back in time for the season, and he did. So I know that was important, but that's a testimony to the honorees.
Thank you, Lorena. That's wonderful. Just a reminder when you're leaving after our celebration to exit safely, starting from the back. And remember to maintain your 6 feet social distancing. And just like when we're at community. And please, no hugs or handshakes as much as you want to. Just kind of a gesture. And at the end, after the final and our singing, I believe Father Oliver and Deacon Greg will be up in the front if anyone would like to wish them a personal best wishes, maintaining social distancing, no hugs, no handshakes as well. So they are here for that. So without further ado, we are going to sing Old Lang Syne. We have our candles. And David's going to play our music. Thank you, David. And thank you everyone for attending. And I know it's a wonderful celebration. All the very best to our honorees.